And we are live, or I am live. I'm alone for the moment. I think Sally's coming in a minute. So, Friday, and it's cold, and the wind is screaming. Bad weather outside. Bad weather. Look at that. 27 degrees. 27. This is Central Texas. It's not supposed to be 27. It's not. Hi, Diane. Hi, Anissa. God, it's cold. It's cold. Cold. Wow. What you doing, Anissa? What you doing, Diana? Reselling. We're reselling. Yeah. Got in a pile of new watch batteries. Yeah, I wish all the quartz watches would use the same battery, but they don't. So you have to order 50 different kinds of batteries to have all of them, or at least the most common ones. 17. Ouch, 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 ouch. 17 degrees. We haven't been that cold this year yet. I don't think so. Uh, Last year we were. We spent a whole week in Central Texas at around 17 degrees, and that was February last year. Everything froze. 7 degrees there, Sadie. Oh my God. 7. Well, it's late January. That's kind of what's going to happen. Yeah, it's the bleak midwinter. Who said that? Some in the bleak midwinter. That was like some famous writer wrote a poem or something. The bleak midwinter. I forget who. Some of you smart people who read a lot. The classics back in the day. Now is the winter of our discontent. That was Shakespeare. Now is the winter of our discontent. Not a real up on my classical writers. The ones I was forced to read in English in high school and college, I have very little retention of those. It's kind of like if you're not playing music every day, you're probably losing it. Like if you're a guitarist, if you're playing every day, every day, every day, every day, you keep your ability and probably improve. But if you lay off, you start losing it, both the knowledge and the muscle skills to even singing. If you don't sing, then you start losing your skills for that. So, what do y'all want to talk about? I got nothing. I've got a big heavy amplifier I'm shipping today. It was so weird. The buyer bought it last month, and they said, "Can you wait until the 20th of January to ship it?" So I went in and changed the listing to a 30-day handling time, and they bought it. So, hey, Al, what's up? Here, let me put a link in the chat in case anybody wants to come in. Oh, there's Sally. How long you been waiting, Sally?
Just a minute.
I've been looking over there at the I've just been talking to the side chatters.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see, invite. Anybody that wants to come in can. Hopefully you're not a creepo that's going
There's
to
been a
show
couple
us.
around, I tell you.
We haven't seen a creepo in quite a while. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting a link in the chat, so all you mods out there with a wrench, be sure to jump on them. And because I'm kind of slow. Bum crack picker.
Hey, bum crack. You should
Where
come
were
in,
you?
bum crack.
Where were you yesterday, bum crack? Yeah, I sound half asleep. I am. Well, I don't know. It's just still kind of early for me, and it's cold, and it's
Mm-hmm.
27 friggin' degrees in Central Texas. It's not supposed to get that cold.
I've already been to work and came home and worked out.
You worked out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I did a workout for like 30 minutes.
I need to.
It was only it's only 30 minutes, but at least it's something to start, you know.
Hmm. We got a lot of walking in on the vacation. In
Yeah.
fact, when you go on vacation, you're supposed to gain weight because you're eating more. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I mean, we averaged probably 3 miles a day.
Wow.
Just, you go to the beach and you walk on the beach and
Mm-hmm.
you go shopping and you walk. Of course, when you're on vacation, there's not really any place in Miami Beach to park a car, so you don't rent a car there.
Yeah.
And they got a free shuttle. I mean, you just hop on it, and hop off. They go
Yeah.
in a loop around that whole
That's
island,
cool.
and I think there's two different what do they call it? Transit shuttle something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's a small bus trolley. It's called a trolley.
Tram.
Yeah, something like that. It's
Is it on
actually
a track?
no. It's just a small bus. I mean, not
Mm.
not like a big old long Greyhound. But it's got like 30 places to sit on it,
Mm-hmm.
and but inside it's got those bars overhead that you hold on to, and the leather straps you can grab a hold of,
Mm-hmm.
and they just run people up and down the roads close to Miami Beach,
Well, that's
and you
cool.
just you just get on.
You don't have to pay.
uh
Huh.
It's free because there's no parking there. So if you went to Miami Beach and you rented a car, there wouldn't be any place to put it.
Yeah. Hey, Karen and Deborah.
There's a few parking spots on the street, but man,
Yeah.
they were full 24 hours a day.
Yeah. And probably cost too, huh?
Uh, yeah, I would expect so.
Like meters.
I never did see, like downtown San Antonio or Houston or Dallas. They're great big parking garages,
Mm-hmm.
but Miami Beach, no, there weren't any parking garages. It was all just hotels and condos, and There wasn't really any
Maybe they
place
don't
to.
want to take away from the scenery, though.
Yeah,
You know.
there were lots of cars there. God, people would get in there. You talk about some swanky rides, but
Lambos.
yeah, people would get in their Lambo and just rattle the walls. Those fancy sports cars are loud,
Yeah.
and they drive them up and down the main streets in Miami Beach, just looking cool. There were a
That's
bunch of
cool.
those three-wheel open air. I think they call them Can-Ams.
Hmm.
There are a whole bunch of those there. But yeah, one of the tour guides said, all those Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Porsches you see
Mm-hmm.
on Miami Beach, and we'll go, yeah. He says, they're rented, they're leased.
Yeah,
Nobody,
I bet.
nobody really owns those things. I mean, that's pretty cool. If you spend $2,000 to have a Ferrari for several days, and you want to look cool while you're on Miami Beach,
If you can afford it, why not?
yeah, let somebody else maintain it and everything.
You can't take it with you.
Hey, Deborah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
crunching. I'm still eating my breakfast.
yeah, nothing's going on here.
Same old here.
Yeah,
Except my store freaking died.
I got in a bunch of new watches. I'm having to put batteries in and listing.
Where'd you get those from?
I bought them from an auction called, who's it, T and Donatella.
Oh.
Do you know them resellers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have an auction several times a week, and they had a guest on. Uh, Ever Little White Man. That's her name,
Hmm.
Little White Man. Yeah, I fed Bonnie. I didn't put Jenny's down yet. Say hi, Gwen.
Hi, Gwen.
Gwen says hi.
Hi.
So, yeah, she had a bunch of watches, and I bought like 40 of them from her. They were like from
Cool.
she said she got them from like a pawn shop that closed down,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
or, but just different. And they're all in these same cases.
Anything look super good?
Yeah, two of the ladies' watches are gold.
Oh.
They're the little bitty ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I paid up for them, but they should make a profit.
Good.
Should still do pretty good with them. So I've been putting in batteries and listed a few yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
Already
good.
already sold one.
Good. Is it gonna
So
take you a
yeah,
long time to get your money back, though?
yeah, probably because I'm not gonna take because I spent so much for them. I'm not gonna take cheap for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I average like $30 a piece for these, but there's good ones.
Good.
Mostly vintage, but still good.
Have you thought about doing any auctions on them? Like, instead of buy it nows?
Uh, I would if they were. I might do on the gold ones, but just the regular watches, nah.
Yeah. Just price them what you need out of them, you know, to make your money.
Yeah,
And let
I
them
sold
go.
this. Here's a nice little Art Deco Hamilton. It's just a
Yeah.
quartz watch with a leather band, but
Mm-hmm.
I listed it yesterday and it sold for 55.
Good.
So yeah, I'll get the money back.
Yeah.
Plus,
Hi, Joanne.
it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I like watches because they don't take up any space, and
Yeah, they're pretty easy.
she said they all worked, but I found one or two of them that I'm having trouble with.
Mm.
But out of a lot of 40, 41 or 2 watches,
Wow.
that's pretty good odds because they are all vintage. They're every one of
Mm-hmm.
them, and they all had good bands,
Hi, Mike.
so that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because watches without a band, they still sell, but they don't bring what they're worth necessarily if they don't have a good watch band on them.
Yeah, they're not like wearable.
Yep. People like
Okay.
getting stuff that they don't have to think about. I put a new
Mm-hmm.
battery in and
Mm-hmm.
try to get watches that have bands. But like that most
Yeah.
expensive watch I ever sold, that did not have a band.
Yeah.
So it's not necessary if you've got a really good watch. So I thought Tom would be on this morning. I thought he would start the show.
I don't know. He said Wednesdays.
Oh, just like every Wednesday.
Yeah.
What is
I'm
today?
assuming.
Today is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I usually go to the Lutheran rummage sale on Thursdays,
Yeah.
but they put out a message on Facebook. We're closing down because COVID has come back.
Oh. Did you do any sourcing while you were on vacation?
Nah, I actually looked up a couple of coin shops, but I never went to them. We were just doing other things.
Yeah.
God dang, Mike.
Wow, Mike. Mike says candlesticks weigh 212 grams, Todd. Paid $4.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the price of silver has gone up the last couple of days. Let's
Has
see.
it?
So that's about 7 ounces of silver
Hi, Myra.
times. But I mean, if they're still pretty candlesticks, boy, polish those up, they'll sell for a lot more than the silver value.
How much is it for an ounce? No.
Let's see. It got above $24 again. It was down
Oh.
around 22.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'll bring up the Appy app here. Gold has gone up some too.
Hmm.
Do, do, do,
Mike
do.
says 150 spot.
So silver's almost $24.50. So just this week, silver has gone up like almost $3 an ounce.
Wow.
So we'll see. Maybe it's a breakout.
Mm-hmm.
I think silver's kind of undervalued even at that price. Buying space? Who is buying space?
Myra.
Myra. Hi, Myra.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bad memory for names, unless I use it all the time. I mean, I know the crazy card is Mike,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Bumcrack's real name, but I'm not going to say it because he doesn't like his real name. He likes Bumcrack.
You don't know his name? I
Yeah,
could
I know
tell
his
you.
name. Yep. And I know Junk Trader's name. I know Karen's at the beach name. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hers is easy.
her first name. Yeah. The beach is the place to be, though. Yeah. We
Oh yeah.
enjoyed Miami Beach. We enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Wonder what the
I
weather
wish
on
I could go to the
Miami
beach
Beach
right
is
now.
today.
I bet it's hard going from that warmth to the cold.
Yeah. Wow.
It's
Looking at
11 degrees here this morning.
yeah, and this cold has come quite a ways south. I'm looking at Amarillo, Texas right now,
Mm-hmm.
and they are 12 degrees with snow.
Man.
Of course, Amarillo is just about one of the farthest north towns in Texas.
Yeah. So up by Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, it's real close to Oklahoma and Kansas.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry if my internet gets disconnected. My cat is screwing around my cords.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll happen or not.
But yeah, I'm glad gold and silver have gone up because the stock market has been going down this week. I don't know. Kind of works that way a lot of times. Gold and silver will go up and the stock market goes down, or the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a bum, hit the thumb. I don't care if you hit the thumb or not. I'm not monetized, so. There's Tom. Hi, Tom.
Sup,
You
people?
are. Are you? Are you on the space shuttle? I mean, it's really
Uh,
blurry in your.
oh, that's. Hang on a minute. I got to figure out how this works.
Your gyroscope is all screwed up today, Tom.
Do what?
Your gyroscope is all screwed up on your spaceship right there, Tom.
I believe so.
So,
I'm just having all kinds of issues right now.
yeah, and the sun's streaming in the window behind you, so you're blinding us.
Okay. Why won't this not go away? Oh,
Because you're
Somebody
not
might be
an
that.
expert.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Maybe if
My
I can get
cat.
out of this thing.
My cat's after something.
So what
Time
else
for
is
my
going
feet to
on?
go up.
What?
I said my cat's after something, so it's time for my feet to go up.
Yep.
I can't stand that. I hate when he does this when I'm home. I like when he does it when I'm at work. He usually hunts all the time, and then when I'm home, he'll sleep.
Can you see me?
Yeah,
Can you
Yeah,
hear
but
me?
yeah.
it's kind of washed out. You still got a big light coming in that window.
How about now, Todd?
You're in the bedroom because I can see
Yeah.
your bedpost.
Yeah.
What are you broadcasting from your bed? Did you go to bed with your shirt on, Tom? Don't you have pajamas or something?
I've already been out this morning and taken the cat to the vet, and he's being fixed and chipped this morning. So
Oh,
Fixed and chipped.
yeah, so life's tough. You know, you got to get out there and get going in the morning, Todd.
Yeah.
Life's
I
not
think.
all about like sitting around on a cruise ship waiting for somebody to bring you some food.
How long is it before we're all chipped and fixed?
Yeah.
You know,
Gwen's
I
not
don't think
fixing you
it's
dinner.
long. They've already got us where we're taking shots and wearing masks. The next thing will be chipped and fixed.
Probably.
My son, my son has got to fly. My Nick has taken his girlfriend to Maryland this weekend, and Roberta said, "Have you been? You got to be tested." And then he's going to fly back to Charlotte from Baltimore on Sunday. She says, you have to have a COVID test 48 hours before you fly. And he's like, "No," and she's like, "Well, that's what they're saying." So now they're
No,
scrambling. I tell you what, I said, I messaged him. I said, "I don't know what you're going to do without your mother around all the time." He's the one that's getting married.
you don't
Mhm.
have to be tested to fly.
Out of Baltimore, apparently you do.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it's one of them communist states, so it.
Hmm.
You have to be tested to get on a cruise ship. I know that, but you don't have to be tested to fly.
Well, that's what she was reading,
Well,
and she's pretty thorough about stuff like that.
It might be just out of the country.
I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what?
If you're
And I
going
don't care.
overseas,
I don't care. If I have to
that's all
fly
right. You
someplace,
don't.
I'll get Todd. I'll get Todd to send this jet up here for me and take me where I need to go.
So, what's a percentage of people in the U.S. who've had COVID now? I've never had it, unless I just had
Well,
it and didn't have any symptoms or anything. And I've had 3 or 4 tests. Never, I mean, it's all come back negative.
I'm getting ready to. I gotta.
And I've been around some. I'm not avoiding people
yeah. I've been around
because,
lots of people with it.
look, Tom's screen froze on his big belly.
Yeah.
I can talk about his big belly because I've got one. But, yeah, it's,
Yeah, Fish and Pickett says that's how you know you're rich, Tom, when you can fly and then drive 6 hours.
yeah, certain airlines. I have not heard that you have to have a COVID test just to fly domestically. I don't think so. They make you wear a mask the whole
It
time you're
might
on a
be
plane.
some it might be some airlines, it might be some states.
I don't
Because
I don't see how. I mean, we flew to Florida and they didn't check to see if we had a COVID test before we got on the flight. Of course, Florida is different than Baltimore, probably.
well yeah, but and I think certain like different states are doing different things because I know that Valerie was saying something about if you wanted to fly to California, you had to quarantine or something after you got there, so you couldn't go directly back on
Yeah,
the
see,
plane. Like even after a couple of days.
Chicken Toad said that her kids flew to Los Angeles and they didn't have to have a test.
Hmm.
I don't think
Well,
that's right.
they've already had their second wave, though. I think we've been in our second wave for a good 2-3 months.
Second wave of COVID.
Hmm.
Now we're on the third. First it was the regular COVID, then it was the Delta,
Yeah.
and now it's the Omicron.
Yeah,
Pretty soon we're going to run out of Greek letters to name these things.
this is true.
Sorry, our cable went down.
That's okay.
Can you say the Greek alphabet, Tom?
No.
Thank you, Sally, and I agree with what she said.
What'd she say? No?
Yeah.
We had to
You
memorize it
can. You can say it.
when we were joining the band fraternity. They made us pledges memorize the Greek alphabet for whatever reason. I mean, it wasn't really hazing,
Hmm.
but yeah, you weren't
Can you tell it to me?
thought of highly if you couldn't. Let's see. I maybe could. Let's see. There's alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, phi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega.
Wow,
Did I say it right?
that's
I may have,
impressive. I don't know.
I may have done some of them twice.
It sounded good.
There used to be a song that went along with it. Like in Bible school, we had to do a song for the
Like the
books of the
ABC
Bible.
song.
Like, yeah, like A, B,
But
C,
it's
D,
the
E.
Alpha Beta Gamma song.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was I forget which song it was. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta. I don't know.
Did you ever see the movie King Ralph? That's
Uh,
where the American becomes king because the entire royal family is wiped out. Um, and he's like a distant. He's like the illegitimate child of, or his like great 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 grandmother was the mistress to one of the kings, and so anyway, in the movie, there's his girlfriend who is British. She sings this little song, and it names all the kings and queens.
Hmm.
And I thought, well, you know what? We need something like that for kids and to learn all the presidents.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it is a cute little song, and and it named all the kings and queens. So,
my dad had kind of a rap, kind of a rhythm for naming the presidents.
Really.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've ever heard anything for the presidents.
But he said that only worked through the 40s because they just kept adding presidents.
um, Fish, are you being serious about not being able to find any meat in your stores?
Yeah, that's
Because I just came from Food Lion and it's pretty thin there too. But we went to about 2 weeks ago. We went to a meat plant, a locker plant that's out in the country down in South Carolina. We stocked up on hamburger and some steaks, and it worked out to be about 60 cents cheaper per pound
Hmm.
because we noticed that things were getting lower. Actually, I talked to the dairy manager because their dairy section looks terrible, and he's like, "We put it out when we get it." And he said, "We might get it. We might not get something because they're out of it, or we might not get it because they don't have the people to get it on the truck to bring to us."
Man,
So if
they're
y'all,
gonna be so screwed if they can't get shit on the trucks.
so
Or the truck drivers are out.
yeah, so you
Oh,
country folks, see if there's any kind of like local meat processing facility
Mhm.
nearby that will sell directly to you. My mom and dad have been buying from this place for Lord 20 years, and
man, I wish I had bought lumber commodities 2 years ago. It went from $400 for 1,000 board feet to $1,700. I mean, lumber beat out during 2021. Lumber beat out Bitcoin in increased value. It was nuts. It's still nuts. It's still around $1,200 for 1,000 board feet of, just commodity. If you buy the commodities market.
A buddy of mine's got like 300 acres down in Chesterfield County that he hunts on. He and his family and friends hunt on. I've been down there. It's got like 3 huge field areas that he plants like, well, it's bait for the birds is what it is. He has another term for it. But, and then it's all surrounded by trees. And the plots are separated by trees. And he's had a timber company call him and offer him all kinds of money for for the trees off that land. And he's like, nah, it'll mess up my hunting. Because he deer hunts and bird hunts, turkey hunts. He said, it'll mess up my hunting.
If you got a deer ranch here, you're pretty much making a living just leasing it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this area that buy tracts of land, especially when the economy, I mean, back in 2008 when the stock market went collapsing, they bought tracts of land and they just rent them out to hunt clubs. So.
Yeah, it's big business in our county.
It's big business in South Carolina too. I don't know about North Carolina because I don't really know anybody that hunts in North Carolina, but I do know, have a lot of people, family, friends that hunt in South Carolina, and it's big business. I mean, I personally, as I've said before, am not getting up at 4:00 in the morning to go sit in a tree hoping that Bambi was going to wander by. Because I can't hunt them, but I see more deer in my backyard than my brother and my nephews have seen getting out at 4:00 in the morning to go sit in a tree hoping Bambi's going to come walking by.
Mm-hmm.
And I just gloat. I just walk out to a wind and start taking pictures of them out in my backyard because we had like 15 out there one day. And I said, yeah. And I said, these deer are shooting the bird at you guys. Because we live on a peninsula. There's a big creek wetlands area all the way around the peninsula, and they cross across the peninsula through our subdivision. And they stop to graze wherever they want to stop at.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, and you said too, it can be big business if you're in the right area.
Yeah, a lot of the ranchers here raise those. They put on real high fences around their property, and then they raise exotic animals.
Yeah.
Like ibex and springbuck, just
right.
Like African deer and such. And there's no season on them. They're treated like just a generic farm animal.
Right.
So they don't have a hunting season like the deer do here.
Right.
So they can run hunts 24/7 all year long on those exotic animal ranches.
We're getting Charlotte's a pretty good sized city.
Yeah.
But we've got these creeks and these wetland areas that crisscross all over Charlotte. And the deer just wander down through there and they live back up in there. And we're really getting a deer problem because of all the accidents caused by deer jumping out in front of people and whatnot. And so.
Well, we have.
It's rare here to drive. You can't hardly drive 20 miles here without seeing a dead deer on the side of the road that got hit.
When I was a kid, well, I was a teenager. Um, one of the boys I went to high school with, his father, his paternal grandfather was a big University of South Carolina fan, and his maternal grandfather was a big Clemson fan, which means if you get them in the same room together, it meant trouble. But anyway, my his grandfather that was a big USC fan, he would go to Columbia from Chester, and he would go to the football games and whatnot. And about 3 years straight, he would end up totaling a vehicle because a deer would run out in front of him on the way back, and he would, he would hit it, not on intentionally. So the running joke was, if anybody in the family needed a new car, they would say, "Grandpa, why don't you drive my car to the football game? Football game this weekend."
Oh my gosh.
Because he always had big cars, big Lincolns, big Cadillacs, the big sedan DeVilles and whatnot. And he hit a big buck one night coming back at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It knocked the engine loose from the chassis and shoved it between the driver and him, and he was driving. His wife was sitting in the passenger seat. Shoved it back through between them.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "How fast were you going?" He said, "Oh, I don't know. I was creeping along probably about 80 miles an hour." And then they finally got the I-77 opened up. So he started using I-77, and the new cars started dwindling down a little bit. But he did. For about 3 years in a row, he would total his wife's car.
Yeah.
God.
And around here we have almost as much problems with wild hogs. They'll go out on the road and you hit one of those, 300-pound hog just standing on the road or trying to cross the road.
Down mid South Carolina, they do. They have wild boars down there, and they do hunting. But you don't hunt with a gun; you hunt with a knife and a couple of dogs. Because those I'm gonna call them boar dogs. Man, those things are like 50 grand, so they don't want to take a chance of your dog getting bit or shot.
So you can't shoot them?
No, the dogs will hold them down, and you have to go up and cut their throat. The boars, that's how they hunt them.
Must be some pretty big dogs, because I've seen some big hogs.
They look like they're built like the ones I've seen are built like a pit bull, but they're the size of not a Great Dane. What's the big dogs that they always have the cartoons? They have a barrel under their neck. Saint Bernards.
Saint Bernard.
Yeah, it's a big
They're
dog.
big, huge things. Anyway, and it'll cost you. At one time, we looked into it. I was going to go along and take pictures. My two brothers, and my dad wanted to actually hunt, and it was like $5,000 a person, and that's been 15 years ago.
Wow. That's a lot of money to go hunting.
Yeah. But you know what? There's people, well, like my idiot nephew, and I say that to him all the time, he'll drive to daggum Alabama and Arkansas to go duck hunting. It'll cost him a couple of grand for that week of duck hunting. I'm like, no, I can take that $2,000 and go on a cruise.
Yeah.
No, the Murdoch. No, I'm not related to them fish. There's enough dodgy people in my family without having to expand over to them. The legend is that the Huck family originated in the Black Forest region of Germany, and they migrated to Europe. I mean to England and Ireland. And my dad always says that because somebody told him up the family line somewhere that we were run out of England because we had a bunch of horse thieves in the in the family. So I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's good. That's a good story there.
Hmm.
Yeah, fish. Yeah, some of them have they have lightweight Kevlar vest on. He says they're talking about the dogs. I
Yeah.
mean, it's. I don't know.
That
You got
sounds
to be.
intense.
That's a lot of. That's because you also got to be careful that especially if it's a boar with tusk, that you don't rip your arm off. That's just not my
Yeah.
kind of.
Hmm.
They put out hog traps here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a real strong wire cage, and
Hmm.
they just bait it, and the hog goes in there, and the door flops down. And they got a hog.
I just.
They got a
Yeah,
hog alarm.
That's
huh?
just. That's just too much effort. Now
What,
it could
trapping
get to the
hogs?
point where you have to do that, but until it gets to the point that you have to do that to have food, I'll just continue to go to my Publix or my Food Line or Harris Teeter.
Yeah. I mean, hunting's fun. When I was young, man, I used to walk my legs off for pheasant and quail.
Yeah, I used to quail hunt, duck hunt. I like duck hunting. That was cool because I like boats and I could mix the boats with the duck hunting. Um,
Yeah, I like dove hunting too. You just drive up to the place you're gonna hunt, and you get out your little chair and your cooler, and you sit on your chair, and when a dove flies over, you shoot at it.
Do you have to put
Uh,
pee all over you?
put what?
Pee.
For
deer pee.
dove? Dove don't smell from 50 feet in the air.
Do
What
you
are you
put
talking
duck
about?
pee on you?
Duck pee.
Can they smell you?
Oh
A
god.
dove?
Then I'll have
Birds
You
to
know what?
don't.
That's a
look.
little bird. A
Huh?
dove is a little bird, and usually they're flying by when you shoot them.
Yeah. Do they have noses?
They do, but they don't get down on the ground and smell you. They just fly by.
Yeah,
What do you?
they're clocking some miles per hour when they go by you. Uh, Let me preface this by my little story here. It is illegal in South Carolina to duck hunt from a moving boat. Okay, let me start right there.
That sounds
So
like blood,
I
actually.
I was in my late 20s, and my younger brother and I we started duck hunting, and we had the 50 duck, the fake ducks and the shotguns and all that kind of crap.
Mhm.
And we built a blind for his boat. And so we'd go down to the Waccamaw River, which is coastal South Carolina, and it's a real curvy river, and it is flat. The water is just flat all the time unless there's a storm.
Hmm.
So we were down there hunting at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the sun came up. And that morning I was hunting with a cousin of mine, or ours, and I had a younger cousin who was like a young teenager. He was hunting with Terry. So we about 8 o'clock we decided to call it quits. Nothing was happening, and so we're headed down the Waccamaw back to the house, and because my uncle lived on the Waccamaw River, and my cousin that was driving his boat, which was like a 19-foot Ranger with a 250 Mercury outboard on it, it'll fly. He said, "Get your gun," and I'm like, "What?" He said, "Get your gun. I'm going to give you two shots, one behind them and one in front of them." And we went by some ducks like they were sitting still. And I didn't shoot. I didn't hit anything, but it still makes a good story
Mm-hmm.
because that boat was scatting up that river, and he made sure he was on the right side of the ducks as we went by. So when I swung my shotgun over, my cousin wasn't in between him and the ducks.
Oh God.
Good times, good times. And now, kids,
Because they banned deer urine now in North Carolina and Virginia.
they did what?
They banned deer urine. Deer pee.
That's because of all them daggum city people. So anyway, sorry to take Todd's reselling show into hunting to a hunt show.
Oh, we talk about whatever here.
But honestly, people don't. We've talked about it before. When I was in high school, which I graduated in '76, boys would show up at school in their pickup trucks with shotguns and the gun racks in the back of them,
Yeah.
They
not
did
hid
that
behind the
until
back seat. You walk by the truck, you can see shotguns laying up in there.
that.
And nowadays, if you even have a picture of one laying up in the back of your car, people are freaking the hell out. But
Yeah.
also, back in my day, the boys that had trucks with shotguns in their racks, somebody had beaten their ass a bunch of times saying and taught them how to handle a gun like you're supposed to.
Oh my God, Mr. Sadie. He said so they aren't allowed to pee there Saturday. No, North Carolina and Virginia, they're not allowed to pee. They gotta hold it.
They have to make a run to South Carolina or Tennessee. Well, that's because y'all kind of a rural area down there too, Craig. He said that I graduated in 1988 and we had the same thing.
Yeah, that's how it was like a couple of years ago. They just told the people that had guns in their trucks, they can't bring guns to school no more. It was just weird.
My brother is a land surveyor, and years ago he was doing some work for the South Carolina penal system, and he had to go into he was doing some work in a high security prison,
Mm-hmm.
and they would, when you drove up to the gate, my brother would unload all of the equipment, like his surveying equipment, and set it on a table and open them up so they could look at it, because some of them could be kind of rough with stuff, and he didn't want to knock them out of alignment. But anyway, they would go through the whole truck. They had the big mirror that slide up under the truck. It rolls on wheels and see up under it. And the weekend before he was down there, he'd gone hunting, and in the back of his truck was a cooler, and in the cooler was one 30-06 shell.
Uh-huh.
And the guard found it. He said, "Oh, I better hang on to this till you leave." He says, "Because some of these boys in here will make something to fire that shell before
Oh my gosh.
you know what's going on." But
Yeah.
they would take that. They were looking in dashboards, looking under your seats, behind the seats, up under or behind, above the sun visors. I mean, they really went through those vehicles.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, where I went to college, you could bring a gun, but they had a safe in each dormitory that you were supposed to take your gun to and lock it in there. But you could, anytime you left, you could go to the office and check it, get it back out and go hunt.
I dated a girl one time. She was with the South Carolina law enforcement with SLED, and she had a 2-shot Derringer on her, like a key fob on her, When she stuck her key in her car to crank it up, you'd see that little 2-shot Derringer hanging from it. I said, "Will that really hurt anybody?" He says, "If I stick it to your chest and pull the trigger, it's going to hurt."
Man.
Yeah. I don't want to be shot close up with a 22 or far away.
You know, did you go to NC State, Fish? That's where my son graduated from. But it's those days are gone. People are so irresponsible now.
Had a couple of friends that were rabbit hunting. They saw a rabbit get in a aluminum irrigation pipe, and they were trying to get the rabbit out of there. And so one guy was looking in one end of the pipe, and the guy a friend on the other end shot his BB gun to hit the rabbit, and that BB just embedded itself in my other friend's forehead.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Had to go to the doctor and get the BB taken out of his head.
I was about 6 years old, and my older brother, who's 5 years older than me, he got a BB gun for Christmas, and we were in the backyard shooting, and I shot one of our friends who was my older brother's age. And if it hadn't been for my brother Larry, that boy would have beat my ass, because I was about 100 feet away from him. I didn't do it intentionally, but what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yeah, I've done some stupid things with BB guns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad, because the kids that's coming up now, and I know I sound like an old pawpaw. All they'll be able to talk about was, I remember I was playing Fortnite and I was running through and such, and then all of a sudden my gun jammed and I was just totally screwed. That's going to be the stories. I mean,
yep.
I've always lived in the cities, either Charleston or Charlotte, or Charleston, Rock Hill, or Charlotte. But my family was always country folk. And so I did a lot of country folking too. I did a lot of country stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that people don't have that experience anymore. I know that's the old pawpaw. But
Mr. Sadie said he graduated from Gateway Christian High School. Then Satan got a hold of him, and he started playing guitar in bars at the young age of 18.
Yeah.
Way to turn it around, Mr. Sadie.
yeah, Craig, I got the thing about, I can't even remember his name now. The guy in Columbia that's wanting to do a big meet up here in Charlotte. I can't even remember. He's got 225,000 subscribers, though. But anyway, I saw that. Thanks.
Who?
What's his name, Craig? If he's still there. Damn it. No, I started to say the bearded picker. No, that's that asshole down in Alabama.
So he wants to do a meetup?
Yeah, he wants to do a big, like a mini convention kind of meetup here. But I just started following him, so I don't know anything about him.
Oh, Harry Tornado.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Who was it calling him Harry Tomato?
Not Harry Tomato.
I know.
Harry Tornado.
Somebody was calling him that. I don't like
Did
his
you call him the
show.
hairy tomato?
He just
Do what?
too. I don't know.
He
He's got
seems like
enough
a good
subscribers without me. I don't like Harry Tornado very much.
I've only watched a couple of his videos, and he's just like everybody else so far.
No, he's more about being a YouTuber than a reseller.
Uh,
You can tell. I think. I mean, that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth.
well, that's what it's all about. Taking everything for what it's worth.
Yep. You don't have to like me if I don't like Harry Tornado.
I just, watch this stuff for the entertainment value.
Yeah. Well, he's never done anything to me, but it just feels like he does reselling to have something to have a YouTube channel about. That's just the way it comes off to me. And he's got like 200,000 subscribers or something,
He's got 225,000,
does he? He's got,
and he has some pretty good views on his videos. The numbers of views, so he's probably making some pretty good jack on.
yeah, he probably makes more on YouTube than he does reselling.
Yeah, but
But
I don't know. I mean, I haven't followed him that much, but hey, it's an income stream. You
yeah,
never
and
know when everything's going to have to become sanitized before you can ship it.
I don't fault people for that, but
No,
and I'm a little bit jealous because he's young and handsome and I'm not. So
you're not what? Young or handsome?
he
Pushing
both,
and
man.
Picking wants to know how Chick Picker's doing. She is doing good, but North Carolina is not warm enough for her.
Well, it's going to be warmer than Kansas. She's
Well,
in
let's
northern
wait.
Kansas.
True. She needs to be freaking
We'll revisit
Mexico or
that this
something.
summer when it's 100 degrees.
Mhm.
100 degrees and humidity beating down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived out here all my life, and I can go to Charleston to visit relatives like in August, and I just about die because of the humidity.
She says
Yeah,
everybody's coming after her because they think that she brought the snow with her.
I like Froggy Flips a whole lot better than I like Harry Tornado. He seems like Froggy is actually doing reselling to make his main income from reselling.
Well, Todd, what to you, what shows a person's more into reselling than they're in YouTube? They don't have a YouTube channel.
Well,
This
just,
is true.
I
I
mean,
heard
you can
somebody
tell,
jealous.
you can tell when somebody has spent an hour or two editing a video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I put out a video, it's just there. It's whatever I recorded, that's what's on the video. But you can tell when somebody goes in and nips and clips and puts in little.
But some people just do that, Todd. Some people edit
I
their
know,
videos.
I
Some
know,
people
but
like doing that kind of stuff,
I know,
and they're also good
but
at it, and it don't take 45 minutes to figure out how to insert that video clip.
well,
I,
I don't
I
know.
never wanted to learn how to do that, so I never did. I did a little bit, but not much.
Well, see, I always did mine. If anything that I edited and whatnot, I always did it in Movie Maker. The Microsoft product, which was free, part of their system. Well, they don't have that anymore, and I'm just too irritated to have to try to learn another system.
Yeah,
Yeah. Texas Val says she needs to get to Texas. Hell, Valerie, the freaking Texas getting cold weather too.
yeah, it is right now.
You know what? I would have no problems with having a month of cold weather and then it's gone. Unlike Michigan and Wisconsin and all those northern New York where they have snow, they'll have a foot of snow on the ground for like 4 months of the year. And
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mr. City says, if you're looking for young and handsome, check out youtube.com/user/Mr. Sadie123 videos. There's your
Young and
plug, Mr.
handsome.
Sadie.
Mr.
Yeah,
Sadie, if you don't toot your own horn, nobody else is. So you just plug away.
yeah. Those
Toot toot.
those little dogs that Sadie has on his videos are really cute and young. Yeah. Or was he
People.
talking about himself? He wasn't talking about
He's talking about
himself, surely.
himself.
No.
Um,
Supposed to post your pastry on.
I was I was watching this guy. He's one of the big ones. The how-to guys, and he was talking about. He said, don't think you got to have a um
Wow.
a big focus on your YouTube channel. He said something that if it amuses you or it's interesting you, slap it out there because you'll find something else that amuses you too. And he said, speaking of, and he mentioned some woman, and she's got like 6 cats, and she videotapes them all the time, and just doing the stupid stuff that cats do, and
Mm-hmm.
playing and whatnot. And he said she's got like 1 million subscribers, and each one of her
Yeah.
videos hits like 300,000 views.
Good
And he says
grief.
all she does is have cameras set up around her house that are recording all the time.
Yeah. I mean, there was so there was I don't know if they still have a channel or not, but there was this channel that had a camera pointing out of like a 2-story window down onto a street, and on the street was lined with tents where it was like a tent city,
Hmm.
and they shot it 24 hours a day. It was like a live stream 24 hours a day. um I believe it was 24 hours a day. I don't think they ever pulled it down,
Hmm.
but I mean, they had like millions of subscribers watching this, just watching this channel, waiting for something to happen. And drug deal. You could see drug deals and you know prostitutes and all kinds of stuff. And it's
What
like people like that reality stuff.
what was it? There was an eagle's nest in Florida that they were live streaming. They had a camera set up somehow or another so
Yes,
you could see the
and the giraffe.
they had the camera set up so you could see the eagle sitting on the eggs, and
Yeah,
then the eggs hatched, and then I mean they had that thing running forever because
yeah.
it went from eggs to the babies flew off. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
people were watching that thing all the time.
Yeah. No, I think it was in Washington, Craig. If I'm not mistaken, it was in Washington.
All right. Guys, I gotta shut it down because
Yeah.
I gotta drive
At work.
an hour to go pick up my auction winnings.
What'd
Oh,
you
okay.
buy? Or have you already covered that?
Uh, no, I didn't buy much.
He'll show up
Uh,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
yeah, I've got
Alrighty.
Bye, guys.
just a
Bye.
local auction, so I won a few things online, so I gotta go get. All right, guys. Thanks for coming
Have a
in.
good day.
Make it a great
Thank,
day. Bye.
thanks, Tom. Thanks, Sally. Thanks, everybody in the side chat. We'll see you Monday. Monday.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Wait. Oh yeah, today's Thursday. I keep thinking
Yeah.
today's Friday for some reason. I'm all screwed up.
Tomorrow is Friday. It'll be on my channel.
Hmm.
Sally, message message your sister and tell her she better go out and get her some more bread and milk because we're getting ready to have some more snow.
Oh, she knows. She's been
Yeah.
complaining about it.
If this is going east toward y'all are going to get socked. Because it's cold and windy here.
They were
Jeez.
talking about us getting like an inch, and now some channels are saying 3 inches to 6 inches. And one
Oh,
woman said, she said, we're either going to get snow or no snow. She said, it's so variable right now, we can't figure out, nobody can really put their finger on what's going to happen. So,
no.
anyway, y'all
Yeah.
stay safe. And you people
Yep,
along
yeah,
the coastal areas of the Carolinas, y'all stay safe if you get snow down there too. So, bye, Todd.
Bye.
Bye.